Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rum on a Couch video number 53. Dave here from Manchester Rum Festival, and for this episode I'm actually going to do something a little bit different because every episode so far has involved, full-size bottle. You really get to see what the label, the bottle shape, the colour is all about. But for this one I'm actually going to use some miniatures. I didn't realise I've actually got a fair few, which is good to obviously try, things at trade shows or festivals. Instead of obviously having a big bottle, it's obviously easier to take one or two away, obviously for space and so on and so forth. And as you may have seen from the last video, I'm moving house, so I've been going through some boxes, and I've come across something I actually had on display at my bar a couple of years ago back in Manchester. And the reason why I had it on display and didn't use it was because this was a present from my sister, who was stationed in Belize for I think about a month or so, a couple of years back. And she brought back this. And this has 4 different rums, all from Travellers Distillery in Belize itself. So I thought, you know what? We've never actually touched on Belize before. I've only really just come into it maybe the last handful of years. I've got a private bottling I picked up from Cholton Whiskey Company, which was a broker of a variety of people taking a barrel, which was very, very good. It was about, I think, 78.9% ABV. Made a fantastic old-fashioned, I'm not going to lie. So I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So I've had to unscrew it, but there's 4 here. Now, I have to admit, there's not a lot of information that I could find, so I'm going to read what I've come across on the Travellers website. It really doesn't offer any transparency, but a bit dusty. We've got a Kuknat, which is a coconut rum. We've also got 1 barrel, which is a refined old rum, I believe. Then we have Cristal, which is a Parrot Lite rum. And last, we've got essentially what he just names as Belizean rum, which, well, I'll give you a bit of an idea in a minute. It doesn't really give any ABVs, or it does, but it's incredibly small writing, so I'll do my best to sort of give you some transparency. But this is the cool thing, it adds a bit of mystique, a bit of sort of adventure to try something a little bit different. Belizean rums are not huge in the UK. Travellers, if you talk about Belize, is pretty much the only distillery you may know about, or anyone really ever knows. They're still going. I actually met a couple of them at, I think it was Ian's Rum Fest, the London Rum Fest. Obviously not last year, a year prior. I'm fairly sure they were there. It might have been through their UK distributor off memory, but I'm sure I tried a couple of things. So I'm gonna kind of read and talk at the same time, which as a guy is pretty difficult. But let's go for, I'm going to attempt the sort of profile. So let's go for the Cristal Parrot Lite rum, which apparently, going off this website here, is the finest white rum mixed with citrus type soda to make a crystal cooler. That's all it says. So it doesn't have an ABV from what I could see, but let's give it a go. Got my Glencairn glass. I could pour a little bit in there. Nothing out towards straight away. Nothing's incredibly clean. Not a lot of profile. A bit of ethanol comes through, but it's lacking. Well, it's lacking anything really. But it hasn't got that petroleum feel, which is good. All right, let's give it a taste. Quite raw, definitely some sugar cane. It's all molasses based. Comes through, but you get a bit of lemongrass at the end, as well as a little bit of, what's that? You kind of get some candy notes. There's a little bit of kind of like pulp fruit in there, but nothing that really makes it grasp, especially against other young rums. I say it would be aged, I would imagine, or I hope it is, very young. From there, 1-2 years, I'd probably say it'd be anything more than a 2 would be a surprise. I really couldn't find anything more about this one, but hey, That's what this, like I said at the beginning, the kind of experience, the adventure is all about. Trying something new and trying to work out from your previous experiences of maybe something similar. But I have to admit, that is quite low on the day. There's Chairman's Reserve White Label, the Dorley's for a year, Bacardi Casablanca, Havana for a year. They're all offering a lot more to it, which is a shame. But hey, that's what we're here for. I'm not going to try the coconut. I'm going to try that last. I'm going to go for what looks like the golder version. So this is, it just says Belizean rum. Now, when I looked on their website, it looked like it was released. It doesn't have a year. 2000. Oh no, it does. September 2014. There was a press release on this bottle. Look, yeah, Wednesday the 3rd of 2014. It was launched at Belize City at the company's headquarters. Apparently, they. Let's have a quick look here. Company recently discovered some barrels of aged Belizean rum in their barrel room and decided to get busy working on this new blend for the new rum, which they decided to keep the original name Belizean rum. Now, these guys have been around since the 80s, 90s, so not huge amounts of years. Sort of, well, I say that, about kind of started with 1950s, 1953, I believe. I'm going to try and pronounce this guy's name. Amario Perdomo Sr., guy from humble beginnings. He went into business with Louis Alberto Esprat, who agreed to build a distillery in Belmopan. I'm hoping I'm saying all these right. I apologise if I'm offending anyone. And it was during the 70s when his sons came on board and created Travellers as a company in 1983. So yeah, it's not been a huge amount of decades. Although again, we're heading on to 50 years thinking about it. But anyway, so this one, it was released in 2014. Again, doesn't really say too much about it. So, and it looks like it could be 40%. It's incredibly small writing on this small bottle. But let's give it a go. All right. Quite thin. Quite dry, actually, as well. There's hints of oak, but nothing too untowards. Very similar to the young version I tried very first. It's not a lot coming onto it. Quite light. Vanilla. Caramel comes to mind. For what I could work out, there's things added to it. Now, wouldn't say it's sweet, but oh, you know what? Then again, I kind of get actually more sweetness comes on to the end. I'm quite unsure about this one. No, that was definitely sweet. I think 1 or 2 grams of sugar have been added to that, just to sort of offer. To be honest with you, something is there's the barrel staves are making an effort, but again, I feel like it's quite young and it's not having the impact that you expected. So, which is a shame. Definitely one for mixing. You'd have a good slug of that with cola easily to get something out of it. Okay, so the third one is the One Barrel. Now, from what I can work out, this is the brand that a lot of people saw, and it's actually has been available in the UK. I noticed it's obviously now not available on Whiskey Exchange, but from what these guys were saying, pardon me, it's 40% ABV. It was first created in 1964, then bought back after a few years of tweaking, which seems to have done the job, so Whiskey Exchange say, and even won awards in quality. Oh, I've got hiccups, sorry. Quality spirits competitions. So this, you could say, is like the flag bearer of the range itself. So let's see if it makes a difference. Okay. Definitely more to it. A bit more muscovado sugar in there, actually. A little bit rich, a little bit bolder. Definitely some more flavour compared to the first two. A lot richer, a lot deeper. Still a bit of orange peel in there, actually, as well. Now we're coming on to what I think is more of a rum profile. Getting some very similar profiles to El Dorado as well. Slight burnt element on the kind of sides of your palate there. Oh wow, that's actually quite good. That is a good mixing rum. I could drink it on its own, but I can see that working fantastic in a rum and coke. Wow, I'm liking that. Very long profile. It's all your vanilla, it's your fudge, it's your toffee, it's your burnt caramel, it's your bold profiles. They're all there. It's a classic South American feel to it. I'm liking that. That's I was kind of hoping something would be good out of this, and I'm not a fan of the first two, I'm not gonna lie, but the third one has really brought it back for me there. And it's reminding me of a similar profile to the Travellers bottle I've already received a handful of years ago. Okay, so let's give this coconut one a go. The website says here, where are we? So it's made with natural Belizean coconut essences. Apparently you can save it on the rocks, try it in a pina colada or with pineapple juice to make the famous pantiripa. Okay, so where's my glass? Again, hasn't got an ABV on it. 35.4%. So 0.1% just under the EU, as you do. Very light, very thin coconut. I'd say coconut water more than anything else. Lacking any sort of rum element towards it. Quite thick. Definitely some sweetness in there. For the ABV, I'm unsure if it's been added heavily, but there's definitely a couple of grams in there for sure. There's a hint of rum, but in comparison to, say, things like Coco Canoe from Jamaica, it's not on par. It's very, very good. It will work amazing in, good batches of pina coladas you're going to do for a party or yourself, but it's a great coconut rum for that, but it's nothing that's going to start making you being creative with it. It lacks that kind of depth towards it, unfortunately. Hey, I'll take that. If anyone was after a good coconut rum that's easy to mix, that's not a bad shout. It's a decent ABV. It's just a shame it lacks a bit of rum punch element towards it, but it's that's why we like to try these things. So I'm hoping that gives you a bit of an idea what Belize is all about. Travellers Distillery. I'd probably say my highlight would be the one barrel. I can't see it overly available, but if you do come across it in Belize itself, they apparently do export across the EU. Now, whether that's in specific countries, I'm not too sure. But keep an eye out, it's cool to try different things in different countries, especially maybe countries that you're not fully expecting anything from. Sometimes they're the ones that offer quite a unique experience. So it's been good for me to try these. And, as I fully understand, they're not full-size bottles, but even as miniatures, it still gives you a great insight to try something a little bit different. I mean, if I hadn't tried this one, I'd just think of the only Belize rum I've ever had so far. So now I can think of two, which is good. That ticks a box for me. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that gives you a good idea. If you can seek them out, fantastic. Give them a go. Let me know what you think. If there's anything else you guys want me to take a look at over the next couple of weeks, let me know. If there's a favourite brand of yours you'd like me to focus on, I'll see if I've got it in the room, and we'll take a look at it. Other than that, I will see you all on the other side. Thank you.